Yep. I know that some people advocate for a physicalism, even with information as the ground. Sometimes that is because there's a fear that bringing in metaphysics or non-physical means letting in any kind of nonsense that you want.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how you tackle that with DM theory. Yeah, how does the theory or tackle that issue of woo, as they call it, getting in through the door?
I guess, how does it? I mean, I think it would be like, that's one of the reasons I call it a naturalistic metaphysics, is it's got to be derivable from the things that we actually observe. Like, I think part of the fear about metaphysics is that because it's unobservable, you can kind of just say whatever you like, and there's no way to prove it or disprove it, and that in some way sort of provides a license for those people who say who sort of propose whatever they like to kind of say, well, no, my theory is the right one. And I guess like the way I would get around that is just to impose kind of the norms of scientific sense making onto the paradigm. Obviously, there's no empirical verification or falsification, or it's hard even to see how you can experimentally pursue the hypothesis. But regardless, what we can do is we can sort of engage in peer review and sort of just ask, and more generally of the consensus, does this make sense? So is it like logically consistent? Does it satisfy the explanatory demands? Does it help us to understand how come this world is here? And is it simple? Is it parsimonious? Does it assume as little as possible and as much as necessary in order to achieve the ambitions of an explanatory project like that? And I think that if you sort of stick to those general guidelines, that you have a basis for evaluating competitor metaphysical theories that sort of gives us a way of boxing out the ones that make the kind of assumptions that would traditionally be associated with woo.
I guess if you're creating a metaphysics, naturalist metaphysics, as you put it, from what exists and like knowledge and using the scientific method, does that also reflect back the other way? Like if you've captured something at the foundation that's necessary and specific, does that then reflect all the way back up the chain?